All right, so we are going to be. You want to uploading? Thank you. All right. Sorry, I ate before everything. Oh shit! Did I have to edit so much again? I don't think I got to. I definitely did not. I'm smarter than the average bear. Anyways, all right, we're gonna be checking out the company that owns sports instead of advertising. So I do know a little bit on what this is about. This is about Red Bull specifically. Um and I don't know exactly everything. No one saw that. Listen, I watch it usually over here, okay? All right, I normally watch it on Pepperbox. But anyways, this is the Fat Electrician, this is the Fat Files, and this is again the company that owns sports instead of advertising. So I know this is about Red Bull, and I've been kind of spoiled to that a little bit. So I actually haven't watched this yet. So let's check it out.
I had no idea that this was the third largest beverage company on the planet.
We can turn it up.
About Red Bull. Why are we looking into energy drinks? One, because I drink energy drinks and I like them. And two, I actually own part of an energy drink company, Echelon, and I decided,
by the way, go check out Echelon.
If I want my energy drink company to be successful, I should probably look at what all the other successful companies are doing so I can replicate it or improve upon it. Genius. Be honest with you, I almost skipped right past Red Bull, went straight to Monster because, well, honestly, I don't really like Red Bull. I think it tastes like cough syrup. It's got way too much sugar in it. I don't like their tiny little cans. You guys have seen my wife. I'm an Arizona tea-size can kind of guy.
That means
Until I did the research for this video, I was thoroughly convinced the only reason Red Bull was still in business was because it tastes good mixed with vodka, and the only reason people think it tastes good mixed with vodka is because it's the only option of energy drink any bar ever has.
That's true. That is very true.
Wait a minute, why is Red Bull the only option at every bar ever? Like, how come bars aren't offering like White Monster or Cherry Lime Ghost or Echelon or any other energy drink that tastes 1,000 times better? And then also, how come every gas station I've ever been to has an entire, you know, like door dedicated almost
just to Red Bull,
while all the other energy drinks have to share shelf space? So I'm like, okay, maybe I'm living in a bubble. Maybe Red Bull's way more popular than I think it is, and boy is it, because they have 43% of the global market share for energy drinks. To put that into perspective,
43% of the global. Holy shit! Like, I knew they were big, but 43%. They have almost 50%. They're just shy of 50%. Holy. Okay.
They sold almost 14 billion cans of Red Bull last year. Okay, do you understand how big of a number 14 billion is? That's 200,000 tons of aluminum just for the cans alone. Okay, that's like 440 million pounds of aluminum every single year just in Red Bull cans. Okay, I'm just yelling big numbers at this point. To put it into perspective, the Iowa class battleships, the biggest battleship America's ever created, is 57,000 tons. You're putting out Red Bull cans equivalent to 4 of the largest battleships ever fucking made every single year. So yeah.
That's kind of ridiculous, okay? Four Iowa class battleships weighing at 57,000 tons. That's how much Red Bull is sold a year. Oh my god. That's a lot of caffeine.
Yeah, they're way more popular than I thought, and we're going to get into it right after a word from our sponsor. This video is brought to you by Henson's Shaving. Okay, look, they've sponsored the channel before, and every single time I get
Denny, you know where the snacks are. Go get your snacks.
comments, why is the guy with the beard recommending a shaving product? Okay, I have to separate the face hair from the chest hair at some point, okay? There is some amount of shaving going on. And for that shaving, I use Henson's. Why? Because they sent me one for free 3 years ago and paid me a bunch of money to do ads for them. Obviously, you weren't expecting a YouTuber to be upfront about it, were you?
Nope.
But also, I wouldn't be doing the ads if I didn't like the company. So why do I like the company? The product's cool. It looks cool and it works. What else do you want from a razor? Oh, also, it's way cheaper than everything else on the market. It doesn't seem like it at first because the razor itself is $79.99. It's machined out of aircraft grade aluminum. But once you buy it, you're done. It's going to last you the rest of your life. And then the only thing you ever have to buy again to keep shaving is actual shaving safety razors. And that's it. You can get them from anywhere. All the safety razors fit. You don't have to buy their special proprietary ones.
That's
and
good.
It's like one box is $5, and it's lasted me 3 years. I haven't even got through my first box yet. Every other shaving company is like, oh, we buy a special handle, and then we have these click cartridges that go on top. And on the click cartridge, there's 17 different smaller razor blades, and there's this gel pad that gums up after 2 fucking uses. And by the way, it's 5 cartridges.
Yeah, I hate
it's like
that.
$30. It'll last you about a month. So you can basically spend like $30 to $40 a month on shaving stuff, or you could just pony up one time, buy the thing you need, and then you could shave for the rest of your life. That's it. That's the ad. Buy nice shit, buy it once, use it for the rest of your life. I'll have a link in the description down below. Back to the video. Let's take it from the top.
I do love how Nick approaches ads. He really does just come up and go, hey, here's this, bam, there you go. You know, gives a good explanation and then just moves on. And I love that he was like, he's very upfront about it. Anything he pushes, he uses. So that's a great thing. You know, he will not. I think he at one point in time had like the chance of doing like something for Raid, and I know this is, he got the ability to do Raid Shadow Legends, and he's like, I'm not reading your guys' script, fuck you. No. Yeah, I got the right amount of facial hair, facial hair that I have to keep like nice and looking good.
76, Thailand.
You know?
There's this guy by the name of Chaleo Yovuda. He grew up in rural Thailand as the son of a duck farmer, which I didn't know was a thing, but whatever. Anyways, he grows up, he decides he doesn't want to be a duck farmer forever, so he moves down to the big city of Bangkok, the capital of Thailand. While there, he works as a bus driver and a pharmaceutical salesperson, and then eventually opens up his own pharmaceutical company called TC Pharmaceuticals. They basically import cosmetics and antibiotics. And in 1976, he decides he wants to create his own energy tonic, which is a popular product in Asia at this point in time, not really popular or well known anywhere else in the world. Basically, it's like the predecessor to what we know as an energy drink today. It's these little shots that you can buy at the pharmacy. They've got caffeine, taurine, B vitamins, all the shit that's in a normal energy drink. You go to the
essentially
pharmacy,
like a 5 energy.
It's like drinking an energy drink. Buh! I heard they put bull cum in it too. Buh! No, they did not put bull semen in the Red Bull, okay? It's an internet myth. The whole myth comes from the word taurine, which is in like every energy drink ever.
Yeah, oh, hey, look. Let me move over so you guys can see exactly what taurine is. Right there.
Taurine refers to the word Taurus, you know, like a bull, and everybody's like, oh, it must obviously mean bull semen. No, it's literally just a derivative of red meat, okay? You get taurine from eating a steak. They just extract it and they put it inside the energy drink, okay? It's not that. Moving on.
I assumed there was semen on everything.
So he ends up making his own. He calls it Krating Dang, which is Thai for red gore. And a gore is like this type of bull-looking animal they have over in Thailand. It's like a symbol of strength. And from here, he just starts selling his product. He's a pharmaceutical rep. It's an easy layup for him, right? Oh, you want to buy this new energy tonic too? Great, here you go. And he's selling it to all these pharmacies. And then he decides, you know what? People that are shopping at pharmacies don't really need energy drinks. The people that need this are people like my parents, the farmers, the people like me when I was being a bus driver, like blue-collar people that are
the people that need energy,
are the people that need this product. I need to market it towards them. So he starts marketing to the blue-collar workforce, and the main way he does this is by sponsoring Muay Thai fights, which is like the biggest sport in Thailand. It's like sponsoring the NFL in America. And
pretty much.
From selling his product inside of pharmacies to selling his product in pretty much every convenience store type location. I mean, they don't really have gas stations back then in Thailand like America has gas stations, but think of like roadside mom and pop shops where you'd buy like food.
It's a very like, even in Asian culture, like you go to a gas station, you're not getting out of your car usually. You get out of your car pretty much to hand money, and that's about it. They clean your windshields, pump the fuel, and then you pay them, and then they come back out with change, and then you keep driving. So if you wanted to go get like an energy drink or something, you have to go to a convenience store, which are everywhere. You just walk down the street and you can find a convenience store, which is essentially like a 7-Eleven without a gas pump. So you walk in there, you can get quick bite to eat, a drink, and then you're out. Also, like in Japan, you go in there, you buy stuff, they bag it up, and you walk back to your domicile, your residence, and then you can consume that stuff. You're not supposed to walk out and just start eating. That's just considered rude because you're not supposed to be staying while eating unless you're eating ramen. But that's Japan, not Thailand. And just Asian culture. Just don't mind me.
Water, drinks, stuff like that. Anything you would need, there's Krating Dang there right by the register. Okay, it's kind of like those weird gas station boner pills that you see at truck stops. Okay, don't give me that look. You know exactly what I'm talking about. They've got like the one pill in the package with like a rhino charging at you and like an explosion in the background. It's like, be bigger, harder, for longer. Bleh. Okay, and then right next to that, there's Krating Dang, an energy tonic with 2 giant Red Bulls headbutting each other. Like it's one of those. But Krating Dang actually becomes outrageously popular and is being sold all over Thailand because, again, Chaleo tapped into a market that nobody else was targeting, blue-collar, hardworking people that actually needed a product like this. Fast forward
That
to
needed a boost of
1984,
energy,
an
yeah.
Austrian businessman by the name of Dietrich Matchowitz, his name's Dietrich.
You say your name right now.
He's a marketing guy for some big company. He flies into Thailand for a business meeting. He's got jet lag, so before his business meeting, he stops at a convenience store, sees this energy tonic that's supposed to, give you a little pick-me-up, decides to drink it. It cures his jet lag. He absolutely loves it. Problem is, they don't have products like this anywhere in Europe where he's from. And he's a marketing guy.
Yep.
He sees the potential. So he ends up going to
Yeah,
Chaleo
1984,
and
yeah,
like,
that's-
hey, we
that
need
makes
to start
sense.
a new company and start marketing this to Europe and the United States of America. People in the West would absolutely love this shit. So they end up working out a deal. Chaleo can keep Krating Dang. That's his own company. That's his thing. That's what they're going to sell in Asia. But they're going to start a new company to market this product in Europe and the United States of America. And nobody knows what the fuck a gore is in those places. So they're going to rename it to Bull. And they create what we know today as Red Bull. 49% owned by Chaleo, 49% owned by Dietrich, and 2% owned by Chaleo's son.
You guys are getting paid?
Dietrich then takes Krating Dang back over to Europe for product testing, and people do not like it. Okay, it's not very good. It's literally like medicine at this point in time. So they refine the formula, they add some sugar, they carbonate it, they make it more like a beverage, and then they send it back into product testing, and it does okay. Okay, this is the same flavor of Red Bull that we have today, right? Like it's not good. And I'm assuming it's because flavor science back in like the 1980s wasn't that great. Like energy drinks today, they taste
Sorry, I had to cat
exactly
down.
like Sour Patch Kids or
Like,
Swedish
look at me,
Fish
you're
or
like, he wants to
anything that
laugh.
you can have a
Oh, don't
flavor
give me
for, they
pissy looks.
somehow managed to make that liquid taste like that. Like you could have a Doritos flavored energy drink if that's what you really wanted in 2026. And then you have like Red Bull, the OG energy drink, and it tastes like Red Bull. Like there's no even identifiable flavor that it kind of tastes like. It tastes like
Honestly, like I don't drink Red Bull anymore. I used to. It doesn't really taste good. But most of the time, let's be honest. Most of the time, if I wanted a Red Bull, I was ordering a shot of Jaeger with it. So, by the way, Jaeger bombs are disgusting. Don't ever do them. They're great when you're a stupid college kid. After that, I did one like a few years ago, and I was like, "Yep, nope, I can't do that anymore. Nope, just nope."
sweet chemicals.
Kerosene is fuel, Brian. Red Bull is fuel. Kerosene is Red Bull. See, Brian? I feel great.
Now, to most people, you'd be like, okay, well, let's figure out how to make it taste better so people will want to drink it. But Dietrich, being a mad genius, is like, no. Tasting like shit is actually a strength because then if it tastes like medicine, people will know that it actually works. Which is one of those things where it's like, it's so stupid that it's actually brilliant because
Yeah.
it's exactly what a lot of people are going to think. Like, I know so many people that are like, no. If it sucks to do, it must be good for me. Okay, if you're not picking up what I'm putting down, I'm trying to tell you that Red
Yeah,
Bull
that's
is like
true.
the craft beer of the energy drink world. Okay, we've all been around these craft beer people where you like go to the brewery with them and they're like, oh, do you like IPAs? Do you like sours? And you're like, I have no idea, dude. I just like beer. Just whatever you recommend, that's what I'll try. And then they order you what they supposedly like and they hand it to you. It doesn't even look like beer. It looks like a potion that some wizard just made in the back. It's all thick and foamy and shit. It's always got some stupid name like, okay, this is my favorite IPA. It's Purple Unicorn.
Sour me unicorn farts. Glittered sour ale. What the Dew Claw?
corn muffin tops. Then you take a smell of it and it smells like grass clippings and regret, and you're like, you don't want to be rude, so you try this guy's good beer and it tastes like you dissolve a pine cone and acetone. It's horrible. And then they get all smug and arrogant, like, oh, you don't like it? Can you not handle the hoppiness? You don't like the bitterness of it? Maybe your palate's just not refined enough. Now, like, no, fuck off. That tastes like carbonated tree bark. You know that tastes horrible.
This tastes like somebody poured it from an old boot. Actually, it's a sneaker.
Sorry, I'm getting excited.
His little rant, which is funny because I'm literally drinking an IPA right now. And I will always state this: the IPA I drink is one of the better tasting IPAs I've ever had. And even then, I'm still like, my first question to someone is, "Do you like IPAs?" And they go, "No." I'm like, "Then don't drink it." Sepro, how are you doing? How's it going?
Anyways,
how you
Redbull
feeling?
is supposed to taste bad, like it's part of the marketing strategy. And from here, Dietrich really turns on the marketing genius because he's like, you know what would pair perfectly with, we've designed it to taste bad so people know that it works? If we combined it with being a luxury product. Krating Dang was marketed to, blue collar, hardworking people. It was sold.
Still sick. Oh, that sucks. Hopefully you get better. But please make sure you're resting up because sickness is never good. I'm refraining from making, a 40K joke, but honestly, sickness sucks. So try and feel better. Make sure you're resting up, all that normal stuff.
For fairly cheap. So Dietrich is going to take basically a carbonated version with more sugar of the same product. He's going to put it in a slimmer, fancy, prettier can, and he's going to market it to rich people instead and jack the price through the roof. Okay, I'm going off the rails. I'm sorry. It's IPAs. It's literally a carbon copy of the IPA business model, even though Red Bull did it first. Like, literally, IPAs, you could go to the liquor store, buy a 30 rack of Busch Light, Miller Light, Coors Light, whatever beer you want, or counter offer, you could buy a 4-pack of IPAs that have a pretty can and a quirky name and taste like shit for 3 times the price. But hey, you get to.
I love that call. Again, I'm drinking an IPA right now. Granted, my IPA isn't considered luxury, and I can buy a 12-pack for a little bit more than a 30 rack, but I'm not drinking that much beer.
Pretend like you're sophisticated and better than everybody else, so it's worth it. I'm sorry, I really don't like IPAs, if you guys can't tell. Moving on. Anyways, Dietrich jacks the price up. It costs like 9 cents to manufacture a can of Red Bull. They're selling anywhere from $3 to $6 a can, depending on size. Now remember, we're trying to sell this to rich people. We're trying to be a luxury item. Where do we go to target rich people? So they start selling this stuff at ski resorts. And around the same time, in the late 1980s,
makes sense.
there was this other thing going on at ski resorts. It was like this cultural revolution around ski resorts. Snowboarding. It was like the skater rebellious version of skiing that was for more like grungy, less hoity-toity people. And you know who fucking loved Red Bull and energy drinks?
The snowboarders. Yeah.
And Red Bull geniusly recognized this, right?
Yeah.
Because sponsoring already established mainstream athletics is extremely expensive, but here's this other new up-and-coming sport that we think is going to be big, and they already love our product. We're going to start investing in that instead. So Red Bull starts sponsoring a bunch of snowboarders, and then that expands out into all the other extreme sports like skateboarding and BMX, and then it turns into Red Bull's just sponsoring anything that's like that high adrenaline junkie type stuff that you see on the internet, like jumping out of planes in a squirrel suit, or like racing a car down a mountain really fast, like anything that's dangerous where you're like, holy shit, how does somebody get that good at doing that without dying? Red Bull's sponsoring that now. Then Red Bull realizes like, okay, this demographic is almost exclusively like young men, so that's our demographic. That's who we're going to target. We're going to target young dudes that want to be amped up and do crazy shit. We can't target high schoolers yet because they're not of age, so we're going to target the next best thing, college kids. Red Bull starts going to all the big party colleges in the country and starts finding like the guy that throws all the parties or like the fraternities and just starts giving them cases and cases of Red Bull for free. Like, here, drink this shit. They hired hot college chicks in little Red Bull mini skirts and outfits to walk around college campuses giving out Red Bulls for free out of cooler backpacks. They went as far as going to popular events with a lot of people and filling a bunch of the trash cans up completely with empty Red Bull cans, so people would see that and be like, holy shit, that's a popular product, and they would go buy it at the concession stand when they were there.
That is evilly genius. Like, holy shit, that's genius. Like, let's just Yeah, that's actually that's smart marketing.
Cost them a ton of money, probably tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars in free product that they just gave out. But it was totally worth it because guess what a bunch of college kids are going to do with free energy drinks? They're going to mix them with alcohol so they can party harder, longer, and this was the birth of the vodka Red Bull, which turned into people going to bars asking for a vodka Red Bull. So naturally, after the bars got asked enough for vodka Red Bulls, they decided they needed to start stocking Red Bull. And that is why bars pretty much exclusively only carry Red Bull and no other energy drinks, because they were the only energy drink around and everybody wanted vodka Red Bulls. So when they started stocking Red Bulls so they can make vodka Red Bulls for everybody, Red Bull made them sign a licensing agreement like, hey, we'll give you this free little Red Bull mini fridge, we'll stock it for you, but here's the deal, you're only allowed to sell Red Bull energy drinks, and everybody agreed to it because at the time, they were the only energy drink around, and all those licensing agreements are still in place, and that's why almost every single bar, at least in the United States of America, just has Red Bull. So from here, Red Bull just becomes outrageously
genius.
popular. Like, it is the
That's a
OG
genius
energy
way of
drink.
doing
it's
it.
literally the third most profitable beverage company on the planet. It's Coca-Cola, Pepsi, then Red Bull. And if we're being honest, Coca-Cola and Pepsi aren't really competitors with Red Bull because soda and energy drinks are two different things with two completely different markets. So as far as I'm concerned, Red Bull is the Coca-Cola of the energy drink world, and just like Coca-Cola, they also got accused of having cocaine in their drink. Yeah, around this time, Red Bull was getting super popular, obviously very popular with young people, so naturally, older people fucking hated it for no apparent reason. They're like, oh, it's bad for you, it's unhealthy. They're lecturing all the youth about it while drinking black coffee and smoking on a cigarette, explaining how it's bad for your heart. And then one of the things they brought up, just trying to pin Red Bull to the wall on anything they could find, was Red Bull had a like organics flavor that was Red Bull Cola, and it tested hot for having cocaine in it. Basically, because it was a cola flavor, they were using coca leaves, you know, Coca-Cola. They were using coca leaves. They were decoconized leaves, meaning they didn't have cocaine in them, kind of like decaf coffee doesn't really have caffeine.
Yeah, but even if you decoke them, there are still trace amounts in it. Not enough to get someone high, but it's just enough type thing. It's a residual effect. It's like trying to think of something. I've got nothing. Never mind.
But there's still like a tiny little itty bitty trace amount of cocaine in the leaves, just like with Coca-Cola. So they went to the table being like, there's cocaine in this.
I don't know. I swear to God. Swear to me.
Anyways, Red Bull ended up like hiring the scientists, and they were like, you would have to drink like 12,000 cans of Red Bull to actually have that cocaine take effect. Literally, you would OD on every other ingredient in the Red Bull before you ever get a high from that level of cocaine. I believe the official wording was it was a negligible amount of cocaine, which honestly sounds like you went to court with Charlie Sheen as your lawyer. But hey, that's a great name for an energy drink flavor. Like, that should be the official flavor name of Red Bull.
I love that. Negligible.
So
I love that.
Years and probably a ton of money, like hundreds of millions of dollars in courts, battling with governments. They're getting banned in different countries in Europe, then they get them unbanned, then they end up getting sued because their OG tagline was Red Bull gives you wings, and they got sued because Red Bull doesn't actually give you wings, apparently. I guess they actually ended up losing the lawsuit because the court said, well, yeah, we didn't actually think it would give us wings, but we thought it would increase our athletic performance, and they couldn't scientifically prove that drinking Red Bull increased the performance, so they ended up losing the lawsuit.
Oh, okay.
But Red Bull comes out the other side bigger, stronger, more popular than ever. And at this point, like I said, they're the third biggest drink company on the planet. They're making billions of dollars a year. And they're like, okay, we've got the whole, you know, young extreme sports thing on lock. We've got the college kids on lock. Now every bar is only allowed to sell Red Bull. Where do we go from here? We're finally ready. We're finally a big enough company. We can start doing those mainstream sporting athletic sponsorships that we were thinking about originally because we can afford it now. Not only can we afford it, we can afford to go a step further. You know what's cooler than sponsoring an athletic team or sponsoring an athlete? Just buying the fucking team outright. Red Bull just starts buying entire professional sports teams. They have one of the largest and most diverse professional sport team portfolios of any other entity on the planet. They're the only company on the planet that owns 2 F1 teams. They own 6 professional.
They own 2 F1 teams? I knew they owned an F1 team, which I didn't realize they own 2. They also sponsor, I don't know if they own any rally teams. And then they own how many? Oh, sorry, hold on. They own how many?
Planet. They're the only company on the planet that owns 2 F1 teams. They own 6 professional soccer teams.
Holy
6
shit.
pro hockey teams. They have a pro rugby team.
2 F1 teams, That's fucking expensive. 6 soccer teams, 6 hockey teams, a rugby team. Okay.
Like they own everything. And in another stroke of genius, they go a step further with it. Because they're buying multiple sports teams in the same sport, they use one of the sports teams as like their main team with their best talent, and they use the other sports teams as like their reserve where they train people up and get them really good and build them a fan base, and then they eventually migrate up to the top level team. And in doing this, an athlete's pretty likely
They
to
have a
end up
major and
being
minor
like a
league
Red Bull
team
soccer player
on everything.
his entire career, or a Red Bull F1 driver his entire career. So now not only is Red Bull associated with like the team franchise, it'd be like being associated with the Indianapolis Colts. Now instead, every athlete on that team and that athlete's fan base is associated with Red Bull as well. So now Red Bull isn't just, keep with the analogy, it's not just associated with like the Indianapolis Colts. Now it's associated with Peyton Manning. It's brilliant. They've vertically integrated everything flawlessly. So now not only are they making money selling their energy drinks, they use that money to buy professional sports teams to promote their energy drink, to sell more energy drinks, but also the professional sports teams are really good and they're making money too. Rather than paying to promote their product like every other company on the planet, Red Bull literally figured out how to get paid to promote their product. It's crazy. And then their social media marketing gets even crazier because they're getting paid to do that too. Look at their YouTube channel, 27 million subscribers, and every video has millions, tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of views. Okay, inside baseball, there's no like standard.
Holy
base
cow.
pay
Okay,
for, like,
yeah,
how
that
much
makes
money
sense.
You get per view if you're big on YouTube. It depends on creator, length of video, what demographic you're in, yada, yada, yada. But the general rule of thumb is every million views is about $5,000. They've got
Roughly, yeah.
164 million views on a single video. That's like $820,000 they made to promote their own product. And none of these videos come off as like an advertisement. It's all just crazy people doing crazy shit. Like they're doing parkour in an airport. There's one where they're like driving a 10-ton Red Bull truck down the most dangerous road in the world. There's another one where a dude skydives from outer
Oh yeah, I
fucking
remember
space.
that.
Like, they
Yeah.
just associated Red Bull with doing crazy cool shit. And they figured out how to get paid every single step of the way because they're not just getting paid for getting 164 million YouTube views. That's 164 million people that just watched an inadvertent Red Bull advertisement and are now going to subconsciously associate Red Bull with doing something awesome. And that's the big takeaway from this. It's branding. Red Bull is not the best tasting energy drink. It's not the healthiest energy drink. There's almost no metric where you can give Red Bull the title of best at anything involving being an energy drink, but they have the best brand. It's not
Yeah,
about being the
it's all
best, about
branding.
being
It's
the
huge
favorite,
branding.
which makes complete sense because you have to appeal to human emotion. You have to connect to people to be able to get them to spend money on your product. Think about it like a UFC fighter. You could be the best UFC fighter on the planet. You're undefeated. You finish everybody in the first round. But if you're an unlikable asshole and you don't have any fans, you're not going to get paid a lot of money. You could be a B-tier fighter that goes
That's God, what's his name? The little short Irishman's name, and I can't remember his name. He was in the new Roadhouse. Why am I forgetting his name? I'm dumb. I don't remember his name. But it's like him, and like after a match and him doing his interview and being, and I apologize to absolutely no one, and just gets booed because that's kind of like the character he played. But that's the thing, that is a character versus like what he's explaining is like you're like this really badass fighter, but no one likes you because you're just me. Dull and boring. And I don't think I'm that dull and boring, but I'm probably not that dull and boring. Anyway, sorry.
Has entertaining fights. He wins some, he loses some, never becomes a world champion, but he's got a ton of fans because people like him. That guy's going to get paid more money by the UFC because that's how it goes, because he generates more money because he's the favorite. And Red Bull, because of their genius marketing strategy, is the favorite, and that's why they're successful. Thank you for watching. Best way to support the channel is go buy some merch, maybe drink some Echelon. All that's available over thefatelectrician.com. Quack bang
Out. I need to, hold on. No, wait, hold on. I need that shirt. I need this shirt. It's never a war crime the first time. I 100% need that shirt.
I'm gonna get so many requests to do a video on gas station boner pills. I know it.
That's a weird way to end it. But anyways, oh my God. Oh, Nick. I love your stuff, but seriously, sometimes you overload my brain with things I probably shouldn't be overloaded with, but apparently I'm overwhelmed because I'm just, yeah. Anyways, that was the Fat Electrician. This was Fat Files. Or that was the Fat Electrician, his second channel, Fat Files, and let me move my happy ass over here. That the company that owns sports instead of advertising. That's about Red Bull. So again, go check it out. Obviously, because this is the YouTube, I'm doing the YouTube video during the live. Link will be in the description down below for the YouTube video. And chat, yeah, if you guys want it, I can start posting stuff in once we start being more chatters in here. But yeah, that was the Fat Electrician, so, and the Fat File, so go check it out. I will catch you guys in the next one.